r/AskReddit by Redmond Dtes. What stupid mistake almost cost you your life? Getting drunk, leaving the party for a quick walk, and laying down outside to take a break during winter. Luckily my friends came looking for me. Driving on a two-laner at night, stuck behind a semi going 40 in a 60. Passing zone comes up, see another car off in the distance, but think, oh, I got plenty of space to just neum around the truck real quick. Yeah, I totally misjudged how far that oncoming car was. Trucker saved my ass by hitting his brake, so I could finish the pass in time, while also flashing his lights to alert the oncoming car of my dumbassery. Sorry trucker bro, lol. I don't pass in the dark no more, unless it's like completely clear. Also, sometimes the faraway car can actually be a very close motorbike. Well, it had two headlights, so I was pretty certain it was a car, lol. Two bikes carrying a cupboard between them. I was hiking along a river in New Zealand by myself. It was astonishingly clear, but fast moving water, so I was staying well clear of it as much as possible. At one point, I got to a spot where I couldn't see an easy way forward until I spied a small patch of greenery sticking out over the water that looked like a good stepping point. I should have tested my weight on it, but I just went straight onto it. Well, it was actually just a clump of small lily pads. I went straight through into the freezing water and found myself drifting out into the main channel where the fast flowing water was. Just as I was about to end up way out in the river, my pack snagged on a branch. I clung to that branch for a good minute, just catching my breath, and managed to pull myself in after that. But if not for the branch, I'd have probably drowned. When I was a kid, I saw a cat standing on a pool cover and figured I could too. I could not. Sacrificing myself for others' comfort. I developed the worst headache of my life over 2-3 days. I had to beg and plead for my partner at the time to stay home with the kids so I could go to the doctor. The doctor gave me meds, and so started the weekly cycle. More severe pain, different treatment. Around 10 days and the pain was debilitating. I spent most days laying on the couch and barely supervising my children. As soon as my partner got home, I would go into our bedroom and lay down in cold dark silence for 16 hours. At week 3, my doctor scheduled an MRI for 5 days later. They advised if I had any neurological symptoms to go to the ER. On the way out of the office I tripped. On the way home I felt extremely intoxicated and should not have been driving. When I arrived home I puked. I told my partner I needed to go to the ER. He needed the car for work. When he got home from work 10 hours later, I told him I needed to go to the ER. He said I could use the car to drive myself if I was back before he needed to work the next day and if I took our newborn with me. 4 hours later, I arranged for a family friend to watch our older kids. I had my partner and newborn go to the hospital with me. I ended up with a 1 in over 5 million blood clot cluster in my brain that required an intensive care unit stay due to extremely high brain pressure. I ultimately was diagnosed with a TIA, mini stroke. In the ICU, I was most scared for my children because my partner was so unable to care for them. I had family fly cross country to care for them while I was hospitalized. Afterwards, my partner said he was surprised there was anything wrong and he thought I was just making up an excuse to avoid him. 8 years free from that relationship this fall. Joining the army to pay for college in 2001. My granddad fought in the Korean War as a black man and thought when he came back home to rural Arkansas he would get a hero's welcome. He said both blacks and whites got a good laugh at his expectations. I ignored tornado sirens and then my home was destroyed. I'd heard them a few times a year at my Ohio home and always took them seriously. March 14, 2024 I didn't. I continued cooking dinner, even after hearing there was a tornado on the ground less than 15 minutes away. I plated up food for my family and was serving it in our laundry room, only interior room of the house. The siren went off the final time, and I asked my fiance if we should leave. He told me we didn't have time and shoved us on the floor in the laundry room. Seconds later, our home was picked up, the roof ripped off, and the house started to crumble on top of us. My daughter was screaming, asking if we were going to die. I kept telling her we are okay. I thought we were done for. The house ended up 10 feet off the foundation. Entire rooms, walls, and all their contents just gone. Never located most of what we own. Our entire block was wiped out. A huge chunk of our town destroyed. 3 people were killed. Take any type of siren seriously. And for the love of God, put on a pair of shoes. Trying to climb over debris of broken glass, nails, and everything else in the dark. Yeah, you're gonna want shoes. When I was learning to drive, the car my parents got me to learn in had squeaky wheels. I tried to solve this by soaking them in WD-40 to stop the noise before sliding down a major road in my hometown, like I'm on a Jamaican bobsled team. I was looking for the cruise control button like that was the reason. My mom was nice and supportive, but when she walked away from me, I heard her say, "She's got to be the dumbest ass in captivity." I went for a trail run, where I was going to pick up my then partner halfway through. Realizing I was running late, I decided to run a rocky downhill trail faster than I've ever done. Well, my foot hit a rock, I stumbled, and went ass over tit off the side of the track, and tumbled down the side of the mountain. My head collected a rock, and I split my eyebrow wide open. I didn't knock myself out somehow, and managed to get back onto the track, and walk to the bottom of the trail. I didn't realize how bad it was, until I saw her, and she went pale and wide-eyed. Apparently I was covered in blood, and just emerged from the forest looking like a horror movie. Poor lady. She handled it well to her credit. Overestimating my stamina against the ocean. Nature doesn't care about your willpower once your muscles hit their limit. I tried to save a drowning person once. They almost killed us both in their panic. I remember being so tired I surrendered to my impending death. It was terrifying. As much as you want to help someone in that situation, I wouldn't recommend it without serious help or skills. Did the classic, I can totally handle this heavy machinery without reading the manual thing at work a few years back. Nearly got my arm caught in a conveyor system because I thought I knew better than the safety protocols. Nothing like a close call to make you realize those boring safety meetings actually matter. Ignoring that lump on my throat for way too long. Finally got it checked out. Turns out that things that suddenly grow on your body are usually bad things. That's the largest mass on a thyroid I have ever seen, said the doctor. And of course, it was not just a random mass growing, but actual cancer, so I got cut open twice. First for removing the mass, second for removing the rest of my thyroid to be safe. And of course, there was already some more cancer growing. Is it completely gone? I hope so. No sign of cancer for the last 4.5 years. Next scan is in the summer. So basically yes, they took out everything, but I do not want to jinx anything. Also, the thyroid cancer I had has a very high survival rate. Drove all night. Close my eyes for just a second. When I opened them again, the center line was not where it's supposed to be. It was a narrow single lane highway too. Thank fudge there was no one coming head on. I thought my dad was being dramatic for constantly reminding me to use jack stands when I was younger. My roommates had all left the house, and I had enough room in our little parking area to change my oil. Decided it was a waste of time to set my stands up, since I wouldn't be under the car for very long. When I was done, the jack had managed to lower the car an inch or two away from my chest. If it took me a few more minutes to complete, I would have been totally alone with a 99 devil crushing my torso. Use your goddamn jack stands. Swimming out a little farther than I should have because the water looked calm. It wasn't until I tried swimming back that I realized the current had other plans. Well, it definitely didn't nearly cost me my life at the time, but still, I think it fits the spirit of the question, so. Not wearing a seatbelt because I found it slightly uncomfortable. Even got my dad in trouble with the police once because I didn't wear the belt and he refused to enforce me to. Got involved in a minor collision when I was about 19 that resulted in nearly a year of severe neck, back and shoulder pain from being thrown forward and back. Wouldn't have been nearly as bad if I'd just had the damn belt on. Since then, I've sort of realized just how reckless people are on the roads, not understanding how close to death they are at any given time. I was fortunate enough to learn my lesson without losing my limbs. Not everyone is so lucky. In psychosis, thought people were in my house to kill me, chugged 100 milliliters of GHB, and woke up from induced coma 3 days later in intensive care unit. Mum found me. Glad I'm sober now. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.